Hello, it's Derek again with Outside the Wire, Cosmo Studios, and talk today about some combat. Looking specifically at separate transit. Now, Outside the Wire is predominantly a theater of the mind game, but there is a way to play using miniatures and Warsim, and kind of want to go over that a little bit, but also show some game master and solo techniques playing the game. We're going to start with the map. You have the general look where the scenario is going to take the squad and 4 vehicles departing Fort Qalat on the east, heading west to checkpoint 1 and checkpoint 2, and then having to return back to checkpoint 1 during the course of events. I'm also going to talk a little bit about the sunlight dial and how that ramps up pressure for the team to make the mission. It's just a technique to put pressure on the players as they try to accomplish their task that they're given. So the team starts heading out to checkpoint 1. They progress along, and then they make their first stop at checkpoint 1 to insert the sniper team. And this is just at sunrise, maybe just before sunrise, if you can picture that. They depart at 03. They hit this location, probably going 15, 20 miles an hour, fairly slow, especially at night on nods. You're looking very carefully as you go. Hitting there, pulling in, everybody gets out, stomps some feet, shakes their legs, wakes up. Makes a little bit of ruckus away from the team as the snipers, pull out, drop into their hide site, and then head count real quick. Everybody get back in the vehicles and they take off. And the sniper team goes silent for the mission. Now, I'm kind of going to skip a major event that happens. The patrol encounters an event along the side of the road. So just so you're tracking, we started at sunlight dial 1 or 0. First one, you're now progressed to 1, sunlight dial 1 at the sniper insert. You encounter this event along the side of the road, and the reason I'm not hitting it is there's 10 of them you could have, and so you roll a dice and have one of these events. So now you're at 2 for that event, and then as you go through that event, towards the end of it, you get the sniper report that 8 insurgents with IEDs have now at checkpoint 1, digging a hole, putting some IEDs in, and the numbers 8 is a little bit more than a 3-man sniper team is going to handle. So they're calling back, and that's 8 that they can see. And the team's got to make a decision. Do they continue to progress to checkpoint 2, or do they return back? Obviously, they're going to return back and help the snipers out. So now it's sunlight, and they're progressing back towards checkpoint 1, where the snipers are, and the 8 insurgents. And you got to picture in their mind, though, both the insurgents and the players. 2 things are going on. The players know that somebody sent them an IED and ambush behind them, and they're kind of going to the rescue of the 3-man sniper team that's there. And not saying they got their blinders on, but you can imagine they're just driven along this route, and it's not. They might, and this is where it's a tactics roll to see if they see that you're walking into an ambush. This is a separate ambush than the ones that the insurgents, the snipers have. So you're going to roll a tactics roll for them. Now, what the insurgents are trying to do here is just kind of herd the team forward by doing a quick ambush along the side of the road, where normally if a VIP is with a team, they're going to push through and go to the nearest location, like a road intersection, and just make sure the tires are good, whatnot, or maybe, and then reconsolidate and move on. But they're not going to stay through and generally fight through. In general, most PSDs, protective security details, are going to move quickly with their VIP out of the kill zone into a safe location. So this is the idea that the insurgents have. They don't think the players are going to stay here and fight. and they came back much quicker. They did not anticipate the players to be here at this point. That's why they're just on the side of the road. The IDs are not dug in. So the players got there a little bit too quick, right? And so it's a hasty ambush. The players roll, and he misses. The squad leader did not see the ambush, and vehicles 2 and 3 get hit. Their tires get stripped. They're armored vehicles. The surface data ID is not underneath the vehicles, so they're off the side of the road. So the tires are going to be flattened, and the radio's torn, stuff like that. And for this one, both gunners are concussed. So they're stunned for a turn or two, but they're stuck in the kill zone. Vehicles 1 and 4, obviously surprised, but they're in the fight. And then the insurgents are doing suppressive fire, just kind of peppering the side of the vehicles. None of it's being able to penetrate through armor. And from the prone position, they don't have a good shot at the gunners that are standing, and so they're just peppering the side of the vehicles. Two things can happen here. You have there's 3 options, right? So what we provided for the team is a quick roll. Just roll 1 set of dice for tactics, quick resolution. For either 1 ambush, you fight through, action right, turn into the ambush and drive towards the insurgents. 2, drive through the ambush, and which the insurgents are looking for you to do, towards the other checkpoint where the ambush is, another ambush is. And 3, pull back, hold, and wait for Alpha Company, which is who you were supposed to meet, to come help you. So it's kind of 3 options. Sitting there in the armored vehicles, protecting the other 2. The insurgents are going to probably run out of ammo before they do any. But again, those are your 3 options. What we're going to choose to do is action right, assault through. So quick resolution, you throw 1 set of dice, and we throw them here, and the sergeant is successful this time, and they're able to win the fight if you wanted to do it just one way. So the insurgents break contact and flee. So that fight would be over, right? Now, a second way to do this would be to roll through some tactics, right? So the first one would be instincts. Let me go real quick. So instincts to spot the ambush. If you fail to do that, then tactics to see after that first explosion, do you have the initiative? And the sergeant does have the initiative. He chooses to attack through. Actions right, and then I'm going to have 2. As a GM, I would offer 2 tactics, 2 rolls. First, the tactics to see if his tactics actually going to break the 6 insurgents that are laying on the side, 30 meters off the road as they see the 2 vehicles, armored vehicles plowing towards them, 50 cal gunner blasting away at them. They're not prepared for this. I don't think the insurgents want this type of fight. This is not their strength. So tactics roll, successful. So the insurgents decide to break and run. So as they're breaking and running, you have 2 gunners. Everybody else is still in the vehicles. 2 gunners are in the fight, Klein and Littleton. Both of them heavy weapons of 10. The first one's going to shoot away at the fleeing insurgents. Say there's still 6. First one is a 9. He is a 10, so he hits 1. And then contact, he hit him. Looks like he hit him in the leg. So one guy's probably really bad shape, leg wounds, got to be carried off, and the GM can say his buddies grab him and go on. Littleton, his roll is a 14, so he misses. I'm sure being missed by a 50 cal is very noticeable. It's a pretty big round, about the size of your forearm. So they're still fleeing. with the insurgents breaking contact, the patrol pulls back, and still thinking about, they still have their friends, the 3 snipers, in the fight down there waiting for help. So the two of the vehicles return back to Vic 2 and 3. They talk it out, say, hey, they're on run flats. The vehicles can continue to run on the road, and they'll keep driving down to where the snipers are. As they approach the snipers, it's a quick resolution. If you want to say snipers want to use in theater mind, just roll real quick, make one roll, 9. Torres is 16, and the other one is 12. I just rolled an 11. So they open fire. 2 or 3 snipers open fire. One's doing security to the rear. The other 2 are take the shots. So they would have 2 hits. Again, you just roll. One headshot, that guy's down, and then the other one is a chest shot, so he's down too, severe. So both of those guys, they take surprise casualties, and you could say, hey, in one roll, with those guys' hits, the insurgents, there's 8 of them, they're surprised and they just flee. Especially hearing the gunfight up north, they would probably just, their surprise is lost, right? That was the whole purpose of this. So if you wanted to just use one roll, make one roll, using Torres as the snipers, 16, he makes a shot, he takes the guy down, and then they flee. If you wanted to roll it out, so now you have the vehicles coming down the road, and they set up a base of fire. You get 450 cals, and then as they come forward, they stop. Insurgents, if they're just still there, the snipers take their shot. You roll for Torres, sniper, the second sniper, 16 and 12 for their scores. Pretty good chance you're gonna get hits. You roll both of them, so you got 2 down. The 50 cals open up. If you don't want to dismount any of the patrol, you got the 4 50 gunners, all of them around 10 or 11. They all take shots towards insurgents, and you can just see how this piece of it very quickly they're going to turn and flee. And they're going to be able to break contact. Again, part of this is theater of mind. If you wanted to play it out, you roll through the dice. After the friendlies go, at this point they had the initiative. The first shot just because Taurus is, and they stopped, right? So they knew where they were at. Now, the 4 vehicles only know the area they're at. So at this point, for the 4 gunners taking those shots, it's kind of suppressive fire into an area at most. They don't want positive ID. So they're waiting for some type of reactive fire or movement, so they can get PID, if you will, positive ID, to hit the target. Again, that's just, if I was a GM at a table, that's how I would roll it. If you wanted to do theater of mind, you can make those really quick plays. If you got questions, please leave some comments. I would love to talk. I know there's a couple people out there that have already roll gigged with miniatures, and I look forward to seeing your screenshots or play as this evolves. Thanks again. This is Derek Roberson, Kazmo, signing out here for Outside the Wire.